Hello, and welcome back to this second video in our series called Automation and Infrastructure as Code for Web Methods in the Cloud. I'm Fabian Sanglier, Chief Solutions Architect with SoftwareAG Government Solutions, and I'll be leading you through this. In part 1, I went over some key concepts and tools as a general introduction to the topic. Now, in this video, I will put into practice these concepts and tools with an actual demo. I will auto-provision for you a full production-ready SoftwareAG webMethods API management stack, all set up in a cluster for high availability and scalability. In this video, you can expect to see the following things. First, I'll show you the structure of my infrastructure as code project, so you can get a general idea of what that looks like and see how I structured it. Then, I'll show you the pre-configured Command Central component that we will be using to install all the web methods components. Then, I'll be executing the Terraform scripts to provision the cloud environment, and then I'll be executing our various Ansible scripts to prepare the servers to install the products and to perform the post-installs. And finally, we'll just review the final environments and verify that everything is working as expected. But as a final comment, it's important to know that this video is not meant to be a deep instruction of how to do it all, but rather to show you the general process and hopefully prove to you that it can be easy and quick once the infrastructure as code project is set up properly. In this demo, what you'll see in the green box is what we'll be building here, a complete SoftwareAG Web Methods API management stack that is clustered and configured for high availability and scale, and as such, what I would consider close to production ready. Our provisioning process will include creating 2 API portal nodes, 2 API gateway nodes, and 3 internal data store nodes set up in a cluster. As you may already know, the API gateway nodes will be communicating with the internal data store nodes in order to store configuration items, API policies, monitoring and auditing events, as well as other internal data items. And finally, as you can see in the picture, this will all be set up behind an Azure firewall and app or application gateway, which is the Azure load balancer. And we'll set that up for robustness, security, and high availability / scalability. Okay, before we jump into this, as promised in part 1, these are the GitHub repos with most of the critical content you'll see in this demo. First, it's an Ansible repo that contains all the Ansible playbooks and roles that I created for this. And then second, it's a Command Central repo that contains all the Command Central templates and scripts I also created for this. And I consider these 2 repositories sort of libraries, in the sense that they are meant to be reused across multiple projects. Okay, let's jump into the demo. Okay, a few things to get started here. First is Azure. I just want to show you what we have in Azure currently, which is our management plane. And in that management plane, we will get everything we need to get connected, like a Bastion, a management server, and then a Command Central server, right? So this is already in place. I will show you in another video how we can also provision the management plane in an automated fashion. And now let's also review the Command Central UI. So let's go to Command Central, which is in the management plane like we discussed. Let's log in. And here, the first thing we see is the installation screen with the instances that Command Central currently sees in the environment. And as you can see, the only thing that Command Central sees is itself. Essentially, we have a Command Central node, CCE is for Command Central, and a platform management node called SPM. So, as expected, we have nothing else. We are at the beginning of the process, so that's great. The second thing of interest in Command Central is the repositories screen. This is where we are going to define where Command Central can find the binaries to install the products. And in Command Central, what you do is you register either image repository or actual remote repository where the binaries will get pulled from the central repo hosted by SoftwareAG. So we have all that in place, ready to go for our installation to happen properly. And the last interesting screen in Command Central at this time will be the licensing. So let's go there. And in here, you see a list of all the licenses for all the products we are planning to install and more, really, here. And the reason is that Command Central, during the installation, will be able to apply the right license for the right product. Okay, so now let's review very quickly the infrastructure as code project itself. The goal here is not to understand everything, but just for you to get a feel for the project and see that it's actual code. So the project has three main parts. One is the common for the common libraries used by the project, and that's where we will have our common Ansible libraries, our common Command Central libraries, and maybe some common script as well that we may need. Okay. The second piece is the management plane, which I mentioned earlier is already pre-provisioned. In a next video, I will show you how we provision the management plane. And finally, in the workloads, we will go down to our workload name, and then here we have a couple of cloud scripts. So those are the Azure Terraform scripts that we will run to create the network, to create the load balancers, the database, security items, etc. And then we will have the different stacks that we will apply onto that workload. And here today I will show you the API management stack, and in another video I will show you the integration stack as well that we will provision into that workload. And for the API management stack, same sort of structure. We have some Ansible scripts, some Command Central scripts, and some Cloud Ops, which are Terraform scripts. Let's now jump to our beloved terminal, and we are going to start running some of the commands needed to first provision the cloud artifacts in Azure. So that's running the Terraform scripts. Okay. So let's see where we are. Okay, let's start running the cloud-based scripts. And to do that, we're simply going to do a cloud apply dev. Okay. And here we have our Terraform scripts that are starting. And here it's going to be very fast, but it's creating the network, the subnets, the various load balancer rules. Here, the app gateway. And after this is done, Terraform will start creating the API management items, and will all be done shortly. Okay, so now we are officially done with Terraform. Let's review in Azure what we have created. So let's open Azure Portal, and as you can see, in addition of the management plane, now we have a new workload in Azure. It's called a resource group for what we just built. Let's open that resource group, and in there we can see all the artifacts that we just created. That includes all the network items, subnets. We also have the load balancer here, but mostly we can see that we have also created the API gateway 1 and 2 nodes, the API gateway internal data store nodes 1, 2, and 3, as well as the API portal. Okay, so everything got created successfully, and like I explained in previous video, this is all bare bones servers at this time. So now we have to go to the next step, which is running our Ansible scripts to install the software. And now we are on the management server in the Ansible folder where all our playbooks and Ansible scripts are available. And the first thing that we will be running is the sysprep all script, which prepare all the servers. And by that means install the latest OS updates, install the required packages, apply Linux firewall rules, tune the OS settings for webMethods, mount and format the disks for webMethods, and then restart the servers if needed. Then we're going to provide a secret password at runtime for API Gateway and API Portal. And now we'll launch the API Gateway and API Portal Ansible script, which will tell Command Central to get started with those installations on the right servers. Okay, we are back. The scripts are done for both API Gateway and API Portal. As you can see, it ended in success. API Portal I ran at the same time, ended as well in success. And now we will jump into Command Central to verify the results. Back in the Command Central UI, we can see the difference from the beginning where only the local was showing. So now we have all the new servers that are registered in Command Central, the 2 API gateways, the API portal, and the 3 internal data store nodes. If we now look at the instances screen, we can see a little bit more detail as to what got installed on each of the servers. So for the API gateway servers, we have 2 main components installed. We have an API gateway component as well as a Terracotta component that is used for API gateway clustering. And going down the list, we can see the API portal node that is up and running as well. And then we can see our 3 internal data store nodes that API Gateway uses in order to store policies, monitoring events, and other data items. And the last verification screen we can look at is the jobs screen, mostly to show you that Command Central is the one that did install all the nodes: API Gateway, internal data store, Terracotta, and API portal. And of course, the most important check is to verify that the websites for API Gateway and API portal are loading properly and behaving as we expect. So let's load the API Gateway website. It loads fine. Let's try to log in. Again, we can log in and we can navigate the various screens. Here in this demo, we are not going to concentrate on the features for API Gateway, but at this time, we can say that API Gateway was installed and is behaving properly. And similarly, for the second website, it's API Portal. Let's open a new browser window, enter the API Portal URL for our new environment. And here you go, API Portal is installed, loads fine in the browser, and again we can navigate the various screens for API Portal, and again we can say that API Portal was installed correctly by Command Central. And that's it for this video. Thanks for sticking with me until the end, and I hope you learned a thing or two in this demo. Also, I hope to see you soon in the next video for more automation, DevOps, and cloud-related topics.